Des Allemands Swamp Restoration Project is the first of its kind constructed by the Coastal Wetlands Planning, Protection, and Restoration Act, or CWPPRA for short. The goal of the project was to bring back a degraded cypress tupelo swamp by restoring natural hydrology and improving the health of swamp vegetation and trees. The project is located in St. James Parish, Louisiana.
We're in an area in South Louisiana between Thibodaux and New Orleans in the swamp called Bayou Chevreux. It's a BA 34 project, which is fairly new. I think it's been completed about 2 years, but we've already seen some good impacts. You can see with the vegetation how strong it's coming back. It's a very good project that we worked a long time to get it into fruition.
This project, it's a unique project. It's the first one that CWPPRA ever built in a swamp. It's a swamp restoration project. It's to drain the swamp pretty much. And this swamp had a lot of deforested areas, and this project is going to help with the regeneration of the trees and the functions of the forest.
Swamp ecology is of tremendous value in coastal Louisiana. It is Dr. Gary Schaefer's specific area of expertise.
Well, I write restoration plans almost every year. This one I wrote in the summer of 2011. So I'm a swamp ecologist, and what I always use is Katrina, which knocked over 320 million trees, and the first thing it hit was bald cypress water tupelo swamp, and basically nothing fell over. And so the very best hurricane protection you could provide a community is a buffer of swamp.
Before CWPPRA's involvement, a long series of events in the Lac-Des Allemands River basin had negatively impacted the swamp, which was on a path to marsh and open water. The area suffered from impoundment, being cut off from the natural flow of water, largely caused by human activities that took place over time, including the addition of levees, undersized culverts, and spoil banks. Efforts were made to relieve the impoundment, which included installing culverts. However, the area couldn't drain completely and connect to Bayou Chevreux. The trees in the swamp were dying and not regenerating themselves because the area did not drain. In order to restore what took decades to degrade, CPRA engineers designed a plan to clear and excavate historical gaps in the existing banks that bordered Bayou Chevreux. Site topography and field survey information was reviewed and hydraulic modeling conducted so that CPRA engineers could strategically position the gaps. The construction contractors removed heavy vegetation to clear the space. Next, the engineered gaps were excavated and the excess soil was spread in the immediate vicinity in a thin layer. This portion of the project effectively reconnected the swamp to the bayou. Repairing the area's natural hydrology improved the health of existing trees by providing needed periods of flooding and drying. To jumpstart the process, an additional 300 water tupelo and 900 bald cypress trees were planted. This final piece of the restoration project stabilizes the soil and helps replace dying mature cypress and tupelo trees. Construction of this project took 5 months at a cost of just over $500,000. This project enhanced 2,395 acres of swamp habitat that would have otherwise continued to degrade without the project. Results were soon apparent.
What we didn't know, the swamp ecologists, was how long it would take. There's never been a swamp restoration, and so we didn't know how long it would take the swamp to respond to restoration, and it responded remarkably fast, within months. And we thought it might be 10 years before we could measure benefits. And instead, we measured statistically significant benefits during the very first year of the project. Increased canopy closure of over 20%.
Looking ahead, the Des Allemands Swamp Restoration Project is designed to function for a 20-year time period, typical of other CWPPRA projects. Researchers will continue to monitor the swamp performance and project features. The results of this first swamp restoration project, funded under the CWPPRA program, have been very promising. EPA thanks our partners including CPRA and St. James Parish. We look forward to future projects to help restore coastal Louisiana.